Good morning, dreamers. How are you today? I'm so glad you're here. You can hear my coffee pot a brewing. I went a little bit early to the coffee pot and I just was like, I'm not waiting. Should have just started brewing it a little earlier, but it was set for its time and I snagged a cup a little bit early, which is pretty good because most of the time I've been sleeping in these days when the kids don't have to be in a building for school. Mom gets a little bit extra sleep, you know what I mean? I'm in that sweet spot where my kids are old enough to guide themselves, and yet I'm not running them all over to part-time job yet, and hopefully soon. But yeah, I'm in a sweet spot right now. Let's be honest, for this lovely third lockdown. So, with that being said, though, the kids often, I come home, I get some hugs, I get some what's for dinner as they're eating their fourth bowl of cereal of the day, and then off to their corners of the world. And I'm like, oh, this is why teenagers do that, so parents can get a sense of empty nest before the empty nest actually occurs. So yesterday, I was um, I was thinking about some stuff, and the kids really like this YouTube channel called Jubilee. And Jubilee has a series that they do called Spectrum. And basically, they have this massive warehouse, and on the bottom, like on the floor, on the bottom of the warehouse, on the floor, need the coffee, they have a grid with some very normal um, feeling statements. Like when you do a survey for a company or for the government or whatever, um, I say that because the census is out and I did my census. So anyway, when you do that, you answer. There's a statement, then you answer whether you agree or disagree. So I somewhat agree, I agree, I strongly agree, I somewhat disagree, I disagree, I strongly disagree. So we have this spectrum that the Western world uses often. But what they do in this YouTube series is everybody, like, they physically stand on the neutral line. Then there is a statement that is read, and everybody goes to their lines. And then they'll zero in on somebody. Why did you pick that? What's your, like, give us your understanding of that and why you landed there, etc. So I was thinking about it, and I'm like, interesting. And then I saw Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning. They did it on their desk, and they had little things like little bobbleheads that moved and represented themselves. I don't know if they bobbled, but the little characters that represented themselves. And I went, that's amazing. And as I'm thinking, I need to make one of those, Brett's saying, I need to have this grid as communication with my family. And I'm like, exactly. Great minds think alike. So I made a grid. Nugent Family Jubilee, which should say Spectrum, because Jubilee is more than Spectrum, but Spectrum's the activity. And then the spectrums are there. So neutral line, the agree side, the disagree side. So what I did, because they are modern Gen Setters, Zoomers, whatever we want to call them, I texted them and I booked a time. I said, Nugent Family Jubilee Spectrum, kitchen table, 7 p.m. And I got okay from both of them. They didn't really know, but they could guess from that what we were doing. And then I come home with a rolled up piece of paper and they knew what I was doing. So I told them to find things that represent themselves. So that's Hannah, there's Jimmy. They just grabbed quick things. There's Mom. It's a piece of driftwood. How very fitting. So yeah, we did this last night, and I'm not going to share everything that happened because it was a private communication with the three of us, but it really opened my eyes. I got to say some stuff to them. They got to say some stuff to me. Hannah's not a big fan because she just isn't, she chats on her own timeline. She chats at me and with me, but on her own timeline. She does not like an organized, like she was not one of those kids in kindergarten with Talkie Bear. I have Talkie Bear, so I'm going to talk now, right? Like, that wasn't her game. And so, but Jimmy, of course, exploded with this. This was really good for him. But I listened. I heard their interactions. And I had very surface questions. Like, I didn't get into deep theological discussions. I didn't get into self-identifying questions. Nothing like that. They were very surface. Like, the one question that was good for me to hear was, or it's a statement, and then they just say whether they agree or not. But it was funny to watch their reaction because it was identical and it was at the exact same moment. One of the statements was, I wish there were more baked snacks readily available for me to eat, right? Like, how simple is that? And instantly their pieces strongly agree. It was so funny to me, right? And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm a good baker, but I don't bake a lot. I bake way more than most people. I shouldn't say that because of COVID. That's not true these days. But I was like, I thought I was doing all right. And I was. Let's pull that back. I wasn't doing anything wrong. Oh, no, 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 no. But it was just interesting to me to see that this was something that not just fed them physically, but it made them feel valued when these things were available to them. They're stuck in this house, right? They don't come to groceries with me. They don't come to the office with me. They don't go to a school building. They're stuck here. So the only things that they are offered is what I bring to them. Really? And I thought, wow. Okay. Now, I can buy baked goods. That's not a problem. I'm okay with that. I am nowhere. I do not feel like if I bring store-made cookies or even box cookies into my house that I've somehow failed. That is not what I'm feeling here. But I'm very good at baking. I'm good at it. So it's something I enjoy doing. It's something that they enjoy sharing in the fruit of the labor. It was so funny because Hannah pulled it back and went, wait, I want the baked goods, but I don't want to have to bake them. It was so great. I was like, it's such a pure moment of honesty because we're communicating on this level, right? And I thought, oh, I gotta tell my dreamers because it was so great. And I got up early, and there's fresh muffins sitting right there, and they are still sleeping. I don't know how they can sleep when the world smells like sunshine and coffee and freshly baked. Like, how can they be sleeping? Anyway, I don't get it. But it made me happy that we could just have this. And whether we do it once a week, once a month, once a whatever, like not an organized set time. Just pull it out and let them ask some of the questions so that I see what's on their heart. But it was really good just to sit and communicate and have some extra family time. So I challenge you, listen to other people's dreams today. You might have to prompt them, especially if you're still learning to dream yourself. You may have to prompt the dreams of others to come out and to come forward. But it's really worth the effort. And you'll find that they have some pretty sweet dreams too. Happy dreaming today. Enjoy your Thursday. Sweet dreams.